What's up, Jeadite? I'm gonna go ahead and get this seed knocked out for you. I'll do my best to sort of talk through my processes as I go through with it, and yeah, see how it goes. Get started. 3, 2, 1. Let's jam. Alright, so interesting starting characters. Shock, Fools, and Dance, huh? Okay. So, we have Shock. Shock is going to be magical based, so I'm looking for earrings. Realm with Shock is absolutely busted and will basically carry this entire seed. So I'm not 100% sure how helpful this will be, but maybe we'll talk over routing as well and see about that. We have Gao, so we're looking for dried meat as well. I'd like to just check my regular looting route. Wow, this is a really good basement. Just check my regular looting and see what we can find. Also, I can take this opportunity, because we have Yeti, we can have a look and see if perhaps there's a character up there. Let's see, I like to get a lot of Revivifies, because they can just help kill undead stuff. And I think I mentioned to you before, but I will sell just about anything I need, but I don't recommend anybody newer sell as aggressively as I do. So we're just going to peek up here. I'm not looking to do anything, but I'm going to have a look and see if anybody's at Yeti. And we have a lock at Yeti, which is pretty good. So we need to keep that in mind. That we can get lock, and that's a good spot for him to be because we can just finish up Yeti, warp right down, and go ahead and do weapon shop and cursed shield and all that stuff right away. So it's probably something I would be interested in doing earlier rather than later. I also didn't see any dried meat, so we're just going to continue on with our looting path. With a start like this, you could easily say that, maybe I just skip returners and go straight to South Figaro and just aggressively hunt those earrings. And as soon as I get them, go ahead and start going. But we are looking for dried meat as well. Dried meat does provide 100% progression. And that's the second Genji glove we've gotten. I'm not going to check back there, actually. So I'm willing to check returners because there's another shop here. And it just gives me another shot at dried meat. Because I'd like to do that first. I'd really like to go ahead and just do Gao's checks and go straight into Yeti. But in order to do that, we do need ourselves some dried meat. So, struck out here. So right now what I'm looking at doing is probably hit South Figaro, head on down to Zen. We have enough stuff to sell. I can sell one of the Genji gloves most likely. And hopefully we get something we can sell here as well. And ideally we find dried meat either here, or we find it in, wow, Ragnarok already, cool. Or we find it down in Zen. If not, I will check Albrook, and if not, I will check the airship. And if that doesn't work, then I guess we're just not doing it right away. Maybe I'll just go do Trench first and call it. There's an offering, which is nice. But nothing else we really need. We are looking for those earrings. So, swinging on over to the item shop here. This is the ideal route through South Figaro. Got some smoke bombs, I don't mind grabbing. Sleeping bags are really good to have as well. I'll just grab 10 for now. And I like to check Albrook for dried meat because the item shop is right up front, and it's right after Zen, so it's not too much out of the way. Genji armor. Right, so nothing very exciting out of the shops. I am going to go ahead and just skip the basement though. The main reason being, I have a lot of offense with Shock. So I'm really not that concerned about extra loot right now. I'm more concerned with finding earrings, and I'm more concerned with finding dried meat. So that's what we're going to focus on. Not to mention the free progression up here. 55k is not what I want, so we're not going to spend that much. No earrings? Pretty sad. I'm going to check the shops while I'm here, because shops are so powerful in Moogle Cup. But all the shops in this seed so far have been absolute trash, except for the offering. I'm gonna grab a bunch of these because we have a Yeti, so it opens up the ability to go ahead and do a Coliseum pretty early. Red meat, please. Cool. Alright. So we're almost in business. We really would love to see some earrings. So I'm going to do what I normally do, and I'm going to check one extra thing. It's going to be Thamasa, because it's not very far from the Veld, and the relic shop's pretty close, with a couple little barrels I can hit along the way. This is probably a time loss. It is a time loss because of how strong Realm is. Shock will carry without any earrings at all. But if I can find these now, I'm really happy. Cool. For some reason, Thamasa just really does it for me most of the time. If I'm, like, looking for earrings for some reason, this is just the spot for them. And I'm here, so I'm just going to go ahead and grab a couple pieces of loot. If I'm in the area, I might as well just take them. Red jacket, so I got rewarded a little bit, some decent armor. Okay, so we have our dried meat. We have a Ragnarok, we have Shock. We didn't get that Esper, which is pretty sad, but it's just too expensive. When I'm next in World of Ruin, I will pick that up. Alright, so let's see what we have here. Can Yeti equip a Ragnarok? He cannot. I bet she... Okay, that's fine. So, Ice Rod. We have, like, nothing to really equip. We don't really want her with the Ice Rod. I would rather... Oh, it's fine. I'm just going to remove it. She doesn't need it. We'll save. Go ahead and get our earrings on. I'm going to give him the running shoes. Actually, he can have running shoes and Moogle Charm. Because he has dance. Maybe that's beneficial. Oh, I need to take off the Moogle Charm. It's a little early for me, so... Not surprising. I'm kind of screwing up my menuing a little bit. We're going to let Yeti carry this for us, because I don't want Yeti punching Gao if he shows up. If his ATB is full, he'll just smack Gao. You have to do it all over again. Okay. Dried meat. It's an Esper, which makes me happy. That means I'll have an Esper before I start taking grind fights. Alright, so let's go ahead and get our Moogle Charm back on and check our Esper. Hopefully it's something solid. Strength +1 is not very solid at all. So we're just gonna... Wow, it's such a bad Esper. Anyway, doesn't matter. We are going to be carried by Shock. So Shock is almost like a better version of Throw. Throw is known as the most powerful starting skill in the game when you don't have Shock. Throw requires you buy schemes, but Shock doesn't. Shock is just a free MP, free money, just blast of magical damage to the whole party. And on top of that, it's fast. So we're just, like I've told you, we do not need everybody to act. We can just wait until our powerhouse shows up and let her rip. So already doing 400 damage at level 3. Granted, you know, our progression isn't very high with only one Esper added on top of the 3 that we had. But still, 400 is pretty crazy, and that will go up very quickly as we level. That was not a very good leveling fight. This is a great leveling fight as long as, you know, we don't get wrecked, which we shouldn't. What tool do we have? Just chainsaw? We might be able to insta-kill him. We can try it. Nope. But damage is damage. This guy has a whole truckload of hit points. Raid's a little sad. Is that gonna kill Gao? Yeah. Well, Gao doesn't get the experience here. So be it. Not my priority. But 5,000 experience straight to Realm's face, and she's just heading straight into God mode at this point. I do not want Gao to just not have experience forever, so I'm gonna go ahead and just throw a potion on him as well, so he's not as susceptible to death. The good idea would have probably been to actually heal the other 2 as well, get them off level 3 healing, or level 3 HP, like I told you on our last mentoring session, but I got a little too excited about Shock, which this fight's over. Not even bothering to wait trick, because there's no way they survive this. $11,400, pretty good too. When we're done here, we're going to World of Ruin anyway, so I think what we're going to go ahead and do... Ooh, I definitely need to throw a shock out quick on this one, or we get exploded on a whole day. Should finish it. So since we're already going to the World of Ruin next, I'm going to go ahead and head straight to Zen, and we're going to get that Esper before we head over to Yeti's check. Alright, so Trench is done. Alright, no character. But at least we got an Esper. Now, I'm not sure what relics I would be looking for, so I'm not even going to look at it right now. Actually, you know what? We could use, like, maybe a Hero Ring or Atlas Armlets for Yeti. We got Economizer, too, which is good to know in case we come across Ultima. But knowing me, I'm not really taking notes right now. Fixed dice. I hate fixed dice. I'm going to grab a couple Fire Rods for safety. Oh, I already had those, huh? Bought a few of these, and I do really like to make sure I have all of my curables. I don't want to be caught later on in the seed, just with nothing. Alright, so it would be quicker to just go ahead and do Narsh right now, but I know there's an Esper here. Oops, that's my mistake. Go to World of Ruin. Still kind of my rust showing with some of my routing, where I accidentally go the wrong direction. Alright, so let's see how much he is here. 48k is better, and I should have something I can sell for that. So let's see. Or maybe not. I don't know if I have enough for 48k. I do have an elixir here. Yeah, doesn't look like we can actually do it. I was hoping it'd be a little more expensive, so this is just going to be a flat-out time loss. Off we go. I'm going to save, because this being World of Ruin, we could very easily, get doom-gazed. But I didn't need to heal there, because I know I'm going to World of Ruin Narsh, which has a healing bucket. So we just go ahead and take a sip off of that. There is a monster in a box up north of that little bucket, but I don't think we need it right now. Main reason being is I have nothing that requires an offering. I saw fixed dice, but really I do not want to rely on fixed dice. I don't have the money for it, and it's just like one of the worst things ever for me. They're so good early, but later on it just makes me want to rip my hair out. So I have two Espers. I gotta see if anything can be taught. I have to decide, do I want to kill the dragon now? Or do I want to kill the dragon after I kill Tritalk? I'm leaning toward killing the dragon after Tritalk, so I'm gonna swing up to the save point up here. And if there's like really dope stuff on this, which there is not, so we're gonna save, go kill Tritalk first, then we'll come back for the dragon. We're really hoping that we get an Esper here, and we can learn some pretty good spells from the dragon. I just don't want to waste that MP if I can avoid it. Is it a time loss going this way and walking back? Sure, like 5 seconds, maybe 10. It matters, but okay, so Shock is great here. This is a terrible first fight, but Shock is really good here because it is non-elemental. We also want some Fire Rods, which is really good. But for now, we're just going to focus on red one up here. But with that Fire Rod, that will allow us to pretty quickly take care of either blue or yellow. Blue dies pretty quick, yellow has more life. And for weight tricking, you can see when he's attacking, I'm out of my menu. When I'm attacking, I'm in my menu. I just want to make sure our ATBs are only increasing on my terms, not theirs. I think he's probably dead. Yeah. That's a little unideal. Oh well. Gao is having a bit of a struggle. in the surviving department lately. I'm not really overly concerned about it. Kind of sad this is dead, so our little plan has fallen apart. That's okay. I can say that at least I tried to get some pretty good spells before I went down to Yeti. Sometimes a gamble just doesn't pay off. Phoenix down. I'm gonna go ahead and equip Realm with that. Don't keep forgetting she doesn't have anything else to equip besides that Ice Rod. Yeah. Go ahead and take this dragon. Shouldn't be much of an issue, especially with the rod. We have Fire Rod, so I'm just not even going to use Shock here. I'm going straight for Fire Rod. Nice dragon, weak to fire. Might be dead already. So rods and shields, they both ignore magic defense. So when you're ignoring magic defense on top of hitting a weakness, on top of a realm with double earrings, it's just kind of stupid. Not to mention the puppy dog dragon there just does not have a lot of HP to begin with. So there's another shield for us. And a free offering. So maybe we find a VK, maybe we find an Atma weapon for later, would be nice. Alright, straight down to Yeti. So right now what I'm thinking is I'm gonna get Locke, do the weapon shop, do the curse shield, then I'm gonna check the Coliseum. Then I will switch over to World of Balance, and we can look into doing South Figaro Cave, and then maybe zip over to Esper Mountain. But since Locke is our newest character, in general, the characters like to be gated behind other characters, so whoever your most recent character is a good solid bet that there should be another character behind one of their checks. This will get rid of 2 of them, so that would leave us with maybe he's in Phoenix Cave, which would be sad. I'd rather not have to do Phoenix Cave, but I will. We have an Ice Rod, so we're going to start with an Ice Rod, similar to the last one. This guy has a lot of magic defense, but none of that matters when you Ice Rod, because it ignores magic defense. Shock is not a good call here, because it would hit his 2 friends, and his friends would die, and then they would take forever dying and regenerating, and it's just a massive time loss. So you have some, baller single target, especially magic defense ignoring versus Rexol, who has a lot of magic defense. You're in business. All right, let's see. Just fight and capture. Not very good, but he can use the Ragnarok, so that is already helpful. I'm still on the prowl for a gauntlet, another weapon, because I have Genji gloves, so if I get another weapon, that would be great. I can have him with Genji. I also have a plus strength Esper, which I need to put on him immediately. It's a little late because party average level, so he's not going to get as much benefit from that strength Esper as I would have liked, but there's nothing I could do about it. As a 16 curse shield, that means there is not a chance in the burning fires of hell I ever look at that shield again except for to sell it. Alright, cool. Get some progression. And another offering that I don't need. So, get rid of that. Get our Esper. I'm gonna take a little sip off the bucket, and then we're gonna head to the Coliseum. Moogle Cup Coliseum rewards are 100% visible. So, if you have a Yeti in particular, which has no chances of doing anything other than attacking stuff, do that. I don't have a ton of items, but at least I can see every reward, so there's a chance we find Atma weapon, there's a chance we find a VK with Locke would be dope. I might even be, like, we might find an experience egg too, which is always good. We got Mega Elixir. And absolutely nothing else. You know what? I'm gonna trade. I'm gonna take a Mega Elixir, which a little bit of safety never hurts. Shouldn't take long with the Yeti. And the Yeti hasn't died at all, so he should be pretty strong. Yep. I'll take that for a Mega. Would have rather had, items that were good, but you win some, you lose some. So like I said, my plan is we need to go, I'm gonna do South Figaro Cave, because Locke was our most recent character. So focusing his checks when it's already pretty close by anyway is not a bad idea. Alright, so we need to take the Esper off of the Realm, which is the Strength Esper, and just want to make sure Palador doesn't have anything better. Ooh, and Strength plus, or HP plus 100 is pretty fantastic. Okay, so Strength, or Locke will be getting Strength stuff. I don't think I have anything to buff it right now. I do not, so... Again, we're hoping for a Gauntlet, which will, you know, increase our damage by 50%. Fantastic. Or we're looking for a Genji. Sorry, we have a Genji. We're looking for another big weapon, so an Illumina, an Atma, or a Ragnarok would be great. Any of those. We also have that Esper that was Bolt 3, so that means that Realm will be popping off with that here pretty soon. Shock is good, but it's not good forever. Unfortunately, we don't have Bolt 3 yet, because this would be a fantastic fight for him, since he is weak to bolts. Launcher is upsetting. That is really bad. He might be alive. There. So this guy likes to sort of wombo combo you to death, as evidenced by what he just tried to do. Gonna make an effort to keep her alive. 1,000 damage is really respectable. The fact that he has nothing buffing him right now, just that auto crit. Should kill the arms at the very least, which makes him a whole lot safer. This guy's very similar to like Air Force, in that he just really likes to do launcher into AoE combos. Thankfully, he did not do like diffuser or any of his other nasty stuff right after that launcher, or we might have been in a bit of trouble there. But fingers crossed we have a character. If not, we're heading to Esper Mountain, and if not, it's either Phoenix Cave or Jador, which I'll probably just go ahead and do Phoenix Cave. Just follow the logic that a character should be there, but all of that is completely irrelevant because we have 7. I'm not concerned with GP Rain, and his equip pool is one of the worst in the game, so I'm not really going to prioritize him in my party. We got quick checks now, which honestly we're really close, so I'm just gonna knock this out. Just gonna go ahead and do this. This is another one that a lot of people avoid, but like it's an average length check. It can be warped out of. It's got a save point before the boss. So why not just do it while I'm in the neighborhood? The problem is the routing is kind of trash. It's not the easiest place in the world to get used to routing. I consider it the hardest place in the game to route properly. You know what? I'm not that confident to where I can just roll in without saving first. So we're gonna not be cocky and actually take a save like a smart person. You know, if I was racing one of the big dogs, maybe I would. If I was racing Fountain Hit, Golden Shocker, Tranks Glue, Schwantz, any of those guys, maybe I wouldn't have saved. Because every second counts when you're fighting the big boys. But I'm not, so let's just take it easy. Alright, cranes. Good saying for this. Left loves lightning, so don't use lightning on it. Use fire instead. And then the other side is the opposite. So left loves lightning, and the right likes fire. So use fire on the left, use lightning on the right. You can use water. They're both weak to water because they're machines. Or in this case, you know, you just use flat or shock because it's non-elemental and does a god-awful amount of damage when Realm exists. And he's dead. Ooh, not quite. Now he's dead. So again, not a long check. Annoying if you have to route it. I just didn't need to loot anything, so it was faster. Another offering. So again, didn't really pay off, but a check's a check. That means we're one step closer to a potential skip later. Alright. We have shock, which means we can kill enemy parties really fast, so straight to Imperial Camp, straight to I'm trying to decide if I want to do Phantom Forest and just peek it. Probably will. We We don't need monsters in a box because we have 2 offerings already and no weapons to use them for, so why would I ever do that? This is an insanely good experience fight. We do want to smack the madam instead. She's kind of the annoying one here. Just chainsaw, maybe we can kill it, or Umara will do it for us. Attacking with the Ragnarok is faster here, so I queued up Lock instead of Realm just in case he didn't die. But just swinging a Ragnarok's faster than Shock, even though Shock is fast. Alright, Celis, so we're doing pretty good here. We're doing pretty good here. I think what that's gonna do is make it to where I don't really want to check Phantom Forest right now, unless I must. We need Gao to learn Bolt 3, so we're swapping that out. So we got really good checks here that we can do with her. Now, we don't really want to do Opera House, but we can do Basement. We could also do Front 2 Imaged Death. We still have Barren Falls. The main regret I have right now is that I don't have a ton of checks to meet the Esper requirement. So I know I'm going to probably need another character, or I'm going to have to do less desirable checks. So I'll have to do Jador, I'll have to do Opera House, or I'll have to do Phoenix Cave. Which I don't really hate a late Phoenix Cave, because at least there's a dragon there, a little consolation prize. Now she's one that I very well might replace Yeti with. I'm not a big fan of keeping Yeti around. Shoutouts to Drinks Glue, who's going to downvote my video. So that was a miscue. I should have just swung with the Ragnarok. Would have saved me a few seconds. Alright, what do you got? She's vanilla, and her stats are kind of garbage, but I don't really need a Yeti anymore. I'd rather have someone who can use Espers. So away he goes. Yeti is so good early game, and I do not like him late game unless you just have like some kind of god Yeti build, like Atma weapons or VKs or whatever. And straight to Baron. I'll just quickly auto-equip her in the back row. Save. You get an auto-heal for Baron Falls, so no need to heal. And this is going to dump us off in the Veldt, pretty close to Esper Mountain, so that's our next trip. It's going to go to Esper Mountain. Then I think we should hopefully have enough stuff to sell, where we can consider getting the Esper from Zen. Okay, so we have Bolt 3. We're going to do some single target stuff now until he goes into Phase 2, then we can crack a rod. Celis has a Fire Rod on her, which I think I might just take that off right now. Just shove a Dirk in her face for the time being. He has not learned Bolt 3 yet, so we're just going to hold off. He doesn't need to do anything. Stick with our Bolt 3. Okay, Phase 2. So we can just wait for Realm, who has our highest magic power. And go ahead and just smack him with that Fire Rod. Not quite enough. Let's see if we just don't get the auto-kill chainsaw. We did not, which is great. Still not dead. So we're going to shock, which should finish it. He has Reflect, so I can't single target magic him right now. I also can't really swing because he has Image. Can't see it, but if I swung with Lock, there's a really good chance that he would just miss. Well, he would miss. Well, no, he could hit. I think it's a 25% chance. No thank you. I'd rather just shot. Be done with it. So Gao will be less useless now. Cool. We are really on the hunt for Magicite, so I am not sad to see that. As such, let's head on over to Esper Mountain. This can be all three, but it is peekable. If I see a character, we probably just don't do it yet. Do it later. Now, what does that Esper have? Is the question. Garbage. Cool. I'm gonna go ahead and start teaching her Bolt 3 now. He can learn that, and she can learn that. Just a little utility while I'm already in the menu. I'm not gonna bother healing. We didn't really take much damage. Yeti is gone, so we don't have our Moogle Charm on. Cool. Shot. Finish this off. I mean, we're pretty good. 20 magic points, good amount of experience. I'm not too upset, but we really didn't need that. So, Moogle Charm. Probably at some point we're going to swing back to Famasa and buy some more earrings. No character, please. So it's a Setzer. You know what? I'll take it. Setzer's great. So Setzer has Search the Skies, which is an Esper item only. And he's got Colingen, which is peekable and free. So we might as well just do it while we're here. It's a quick check. Quick check that leads to more quick checks. Alright, this homeboy is unfortunately strong. He absorbs Bolt. So we can't use our lovely Bolt 3 we just got, but we can use Bio. Weirdly enough, despite being a big green ogre thing, he is indeed weak to Bio of all things. Poison. So I'm just going to exploit that. He's got a truckload of health. With all these procs we're getting, he should go down pretty quickly. He's not really a threat to me, so I'm not too concerned about weight tripping too heavily. Did it enough to make sure he couldn't attack me much at all. Alright, so we have some routes to do. I'm not worried about what he has. I think our party is settled. Go ahead and Warpstone. Alright, so I think if we're lucky, we have enough places to go to where I shouldn't have to do Magitech 3. So we're going to take a little risk here and do this early. And we'll go ahead and heal now. I need more sleeping bags at some point, if I can find them. I'm not too concerned about getting my freebies right now. It's really not a big deal. I'll just do these two, and then I'll switch over to World of Ruin. And I will have Crumbling House and Zen Thief. Then I can get out of that, and I can go do South Figaro, World of Ruin, to get the basement for Celis. Then I can do Search the Skies, and I can do Colingen. So I have a really nice, just like back-to-back route of places that I can go, and we're just hoping that we find all the Espers we need on that route. The front two of Magitech is only items and magic, or Magicite only. So a lot of the time people will just do the front two Magitech because they're quick, with some chests to loot, and you have no chance of getting a character. I have 7 characters, so if I can avoid finding characters, that is the ideal situation. We're at full life with pretty good spells and stuff, so we're just gonna go straight into it. No blitz, but we can just kind of swing straight for him. I should have attacked the flock instead, because that probably would have killed him and I would have skipped the spell animation. But we are moving right along. Now, I don't feel like I need to save right now. I have plenty of stuff to deal with, even Magimaster. The only thing that could hurt me is going to be Doomgaze. So this is the point where I would open my menu, just make sure I'm not a multiple of 5, which I am not. There's Raiden, just Cure 3. Love it. Love it.
bio. You haven't learned X Zone, I would like you to. So, I know Doomgaze can't kill me right now, so we're just gonna go. If Magic Master shows up, I'll crack a shield to start, because he doesn't have any barriers up. And then I will just go with Shock. Shock, maybe Chainsaw. Either way, we can get through it. But it's, well, who cares? I'm just gonna bolt him. I'm gonna actually skip to her, she's stronger, and then I'll switch to Lock. And hopefully those two kill him and I don't have to do another bolt. But we may. Okay, we're fine. Alright, so that's actually not bad, because now suddenly we have double Ragnaroks and Wall. So he just got more useful. Now, World of Ruin Zen is right next to World of Balance Vector, so that puts us right here. I don't really care if this is a character or an Esper, because I need to come here for Zen Thief anyway, so I'll just take it. Maybe we end up with character skip. I wouldn't hate it. It's whatever. So, not a character though. I know this is about a 50,000 Esper, so we need to sell something. Sky Render's perfect. And I saw a Crystal Helmet. That'll do. I think that's enough to buy it. Oh, it's 48. I thought it was 50 something. That's fine. Alright, so we got an Imp here, which means it's either a character or an Esper or an item. I'm gonna loot, because I only have 29 chests. I'm pretty low on chests right now. Maybe we consider maybe one more peek at the Coliseum, maybe? Or we're just gonna let Lock carry, probably. So, the issue I'm having right now is I just don't have any good offense boosters. What we'd really like to see is a hero wing. That'd be great. Or even, at the bare minimum, an Atlas Armlet, but unfortunately, we're just not seeing it. But we are about to go to World of Ruin South Figaro, so we can do a little bit of looting and check the relic shop there and see if maybe we get lucky. Now I do want to find time to kill another dragon, because we're getting a lot of Espers and we don't have a lot of spell utility right now, so these Espers that we're kind of picking up from free checks, we're going to have to mix and match. Okay, so we have Valiant Knife offering now. So, okay, things just got a lot more spicy. Things just got a lot more spicy. So, here's why. So we're actually going to switch him into the offering. And I guess just a safety bit is fine. Give him the Valiant Knife. We will switch her to have the Genji Glove into the double Ragnaroks. We do need that. And now we also can go ahead and switch some things. So you take Rama for the +1 strength, and then Palador was HP plus 100. So we want to make sure we have our current builds sort of working toward what they're using. Valiant Knife works way more with HP, and Ragnaroks work way more with strength. So switch those Espers over, let them, you know, get a little more power while we're finishing up our leveling and getting our stuff. Now I did sell a red cap earlier, which is a little depressing, but red cap would have helped with HP, but maybe we find a dragon that has what we want. Alright, so we struck out, but we do need to still do the basement. Now, I'm not going to do any serious looting here, but anything that's directly on the path, I'll do it. Sadly, Edgar is really not what we're looking for. Not the end of the world. But, like I said earlier, characters tend to be gated behind other characters. We got Celis pretty recently, so it doesn't surprise me that there's a character there.
but we were hoping to get a little luckier than that. Okay, so I'm gonna do something quick. So we're going to actually check this. We're gonna peek it because I want to see if it's not a character. I'll go ahead and do it, and that gives us 2 checks. So that will be the engine room as well as Figaro Castle, which you can do in World of Ruin. You just have to do this first. If this is a character, I hit the reset button. It's not. So we're gonna keep on with it. I'm gonna keep on keeping on here. Not too much to say about this particular check. It's just nice to be able to lump them together organically, as opposed to sort of forcing it by going to World of Ruin at another point. I was right next door, so why not? There may be a character on Throne, which, what's the worst that means? That I get character skip? It's not the end of the world. Ghost Train. This is Moogle Cup, so just throw a phoenix down on his face and end it. Don't confuse Zelda's please. Now we still got a good amount of checks. We got this that might be an Esper. We have the Throne that might be an Esper. We have Search the Skies that might be an Esper. We also have Coal Engine that might be an Esper. We also have the Phantom Forest we can peek that might be an Esper. So we have the chances to find what we need. We got plenty of options. We just really hope this is an Esper to propel us. It's a Ragnarok. So this is kind of sad. None of my little gambits are really paying off. But if we can just get one on the Throne, that would be nice. It's too many Ragnaroks, what that is. Too many Ragnaroks. I could do a VK Ragnarok combo, but I'm not gonna do that. Not when I have VK offering unlocked. Alright, come on, Throne. Pay me out, would you? Oh my goodness. Wow. A devastating turn of events. Now, that's not something you can really prepare for. My logic was sound. I had a good reason to do it. It wasn't a big time loss. It is 2 checks right next door. But, like, worst case scenario just occurred. In that we got 0 Espers. And that's all we need. So, let's just search the skies. We're gonna keep on with the path we chose. Narapa, if we're lucky, we maybe get in with X-Zone first. And hopefully it hits him. And it didn't. That sucks. So you can beat his ATB, and X-Zone does work to insta-kill him, but sometimes her ATB is just extremely high to get that condemned off before you get to go. But that's kind of the dream. If you can just get in here, get her X-Zone before she casts Condemned and wastes all your time, you're looking good. Learn some decent spells there. Alright, well at least something is going to give us an Esper. We're going to keep on the path. We got our free check to Kolinga. Now, one thing you'll keep in mind is that throughout this whole seed, I've made an effort to always think ahead as much as possible. Well, there's our character skip, I guess. So always trying to think ahead. Being like, what do I need? What's the path? What's the route I'm taking? And get some remedies too, why not? Get a few more Phoenix Downs, just in case stuff gets shady, and nothing we need there. Actually, you know what? I think we do need some armor. But we don't have really good options here. You can do a diamond helm, and probably a... Wow, I am so close to being able to buy that. I'll get rid of the drink. And we'll just get that. Just a little bit of armor. Because I did notice that my armor is pretty trash. Alright, so we're still 2 espers down. We're close to Daryl's tomb. If I was 1 esper down, I would have probably checked Phantom Forest instead. But we're here. And we're going to check it. Let's go ahead. You know what? I meant to buy more sleeping bags. But I didn't do that. So, oh well. I guess. So nobody can use that. Oh, you already have that. Okay. Anyway. Okay. Probably do need to take a quick peek on Gao and Realms Espers, just to make sure they're learning what they need. This is another one of those checks that a lot of people sort of duck, but it's not that bad. Again, it's about average. Maybe it's below average, but not by much. Just grab a couple chests when I'm nearby. I'm pretty well settled and ready to like beat the game right now, so it's not like I need to loot, but I might as well. Now the question is, am I gonna end up with Skip ahead of 22 checks? And I don't think I am. I think it's gonna be like 22 plus 9 characters. I'm at 20 right now. This will be 21. So we're gonna end up being close to 23 checks most likely, because I want to kill a dragon too. There's Merton, which doesn't matter. Ice 3 and Ultima is fine. Let's see. Yeah, you can learn Merton, why not? I don't think I'm ever going to cast it because I don't have the utility. All I have is 1 shield and a red jacket. I sold the Rage Ring, which would have been... Okay, Esper, good. Good, good. Got an Esper. I think just start with Celis. Go ahead and pull through this guy. Fight, and hopefully Locke, like, actually targets Chupon. Would be nice. Hey, good boy. I think he's dead. Oh, he's not dead. Oh, that's annoying. Should have just swung with Celis. I don't think it would have saved a ton of time, but it would have saved some. Alright, so there's Carbuncle. Now we have 1 peekable check. So we're going to check that peekable before we make any other decisions. Thing is, I don't know where I'm going to go if this peekable falls through. Because we don't have very good options right now. We got Phoenix Cave, which is not a good option. We have Opera House, which is not a good option. We have Jador, which is not a good option. I'm actually leaning toward Jador, because I can check the relic shop and hopefully we get an Atlas Armlet or Hero Ring. But it doesn't matter, because this will be our unlock, and it was Golem, so this is solid. This is real solid. Real solid little check here, so there is no reason not to do this. I'm just going to hold off for shock. It's quick, it's AoE, it wins. So right now I'm trying to decide. I know I have unlock. I know I could just go in with skip and probably win. But how much do I care? How much would it maybe save me to find an Atlas armlet? How valuable would it be for me to kill a dragon and hope that it's like Death Dragon or whatever his name is? Because he could give me a muscle belt. Like, how much do I actually care? I think I'm really quite powerful, so I'll probably just roll in there. Maybe I will kill a dragon on the way and... No, I'm not going to do that because I'm doing skip, so I think I'm just going to roll in there. Let me make sure I have Cure 3. Let me make sure I have all the utility I need. This is pretty annoying, but not the end of the world. So, the trick is here. We're going to take this Thunder Shield. We're going to smack him in the face with it. So he does not have a barrier up right now. So I can hit him for probably 9s with that. Wait for him to wall change, and then smack him with VKs. Offering is 100% hit rate and cuts through defense. I can go ahead and Runic, which will stop most of his spells. Unfortunately, we didn't get it off in time, but maybe we're okay. We're not okay. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna go ahead and get old Locky boy up here. And then we'll continue on with the shocks, and what we hope is Locke lives long enough to smack with those VKs if we need to. So we're just gonna smack fight there, and that should kill him. So Magic Master is all about that weight tricking and all about the appropriate order of operations. What works, what doesn't work, you know, how can you get around his extremely high physical defense and evasion. So, and then just knowing that cracking a shield on him right at the get is generally a really good idea. Do something quick. I'm just gonna heal. I don't normally do this, but I don't really have a lot of sleeping bags. I'm actually pretty glad to have run into Magic Master there. It was a good way just to learn a few extra spells before hopping into this tower. Go ahead and roll a Ruin. Swing on down here. We're gonna save. I'm gonna pause real quick. Give me 1 second. Okay, let's go ahead and check our Espers here. See what we got. So we have Siren and Golem, which is all good. Float is nice. Golem would have been nice a long time ago. I think I'm going to give her Raiden to start. Who's our weakest? It's probably him. I'm going to give him Golem. She can have Siren for that utility. And you, there's not really much for him to do, so we're just going to keep him with the HP. We'll save, maybe do a little bit of equipping, make sure we have everything that we can have. Our armor is looking really pitiful, so there's a good chance tier 1 is going to sort of shred us apart pretty bad. Who do I want experience on more? I'm going to go ahead and say probably her. He can dominate his own lane most likely. She can dominate her own lane, so which one of these two do I want team member with Gal? Probably her. We do have Doomgaze still out there. Put Gogo there. Just kind of distribute everybody pretty evenly. And so my main worry on this one is going to be... I'm just going to do them in order. Also, I didn't start my timer, so just, I don't know, 2 minutes ahead. So, He already has the Moogle Charm, which is good. I never did get, like, anything good. Maybe a barrier ring would be good. Let's just shell, though. Pod bracelet? I think pod bracelet's better for him. Since he's going to be up front with, you know, paper bags for armor, at least he can have, you know, protect. Okay, this is actually not bad. This is shockingly not bad. Punch him in the face. So VKs ignore physical defense, so we can just shred through them. It's a little bit slow because Locke never really got a ton of HP. But Yeti will hit pretty hard with chest bumps. Locke will hit pretty hard with VKs. This could have been, like, if this was Celis, this would have been horrifying. There would be nothing we could have done. So we made the right choice here. This would have been a reset. We don't have fire magic. And also, Celis doesn't have, like, anything non-elemental. She just had Ragnarok. So we would have had to do something like Fish for procs. Just swing both and hope we get some flares until it dies, which is just not an ideal situation to find yourself in. Alright, we are... So we did our skip already, so we want to make sure not to save over our pre-skip, the save we did before we entered the tower, just in case this goes belly up on us. We really don't... Yeah, I want to do Memento, just to make sure she doesn't ever, like, get instant killed. Maybe safety bit would have been better, that's fine. Depends on who we run into. This is not super great, but it's not the end of the world either because we have Bolt 3 and we have a Celis, so... This should just kill. Yeah, there we go. And unfortunately, Eddie Boy here, I wish we got him earlier. Like he was so far down the rabbit hole. It would have been really cool to have him with Magic Tech with Celis. But, you know, didn't happen. We got ourselves Ultima there, which is fine. I'm gonna save because we are still, like, doom-gazeable. Especially with old Gao there at level 40. This is pretty much fine. That was the best target he could have chosen. And that is the worst attack he could have chosen. The robots are weak to ult, so I'll just do AoE all of them, kill them both, and then swing with my 2 Ragnaroks. Should kill Marshall. The proc is pretty overkill. But at least we know he's dead. So for Final Kefka, I have Golem for Calmness Protection, I have Siren for Mute, and I have X-Zone for instant death, so we have pretty much all the tools we would like. Weaknesses are armor, so our armor situation is pretty upsetting, not gonna lie. So phase 1 is gonna be a bit of a bear, most likely. We can move the charm, and how many earrings did I buy? I was considering just letting Go-Go pop off with some mimics, but I don't have any earrings to put on them, so it's probably not worth it. It's probably better just to let Realm finish off whatever this is. Sure. Go just Bolt 3, and maybe I do Mimic. He does have a pretty chunky amount of life. We'll see how much it does. It's probably worth it. He's probably dead now, so it doesn't matter. We're fine. Yeah, we're just gonna do that, but we're not gonna wait trick while Realm's ATB is going. So we'll just let Bolt 3 go. That way Realm is charging up. This guy is adamant about killing me with chip damage. But he wasn't quick enough. Alright, we've already done our equipping. We've already done our espers. So really we just kind of make sure we're healed. And just blast these switches, get it done. So I know the characters I need to choose is 1, 4, 5, 6. I actually know that because of Emo Tracker. The way they list the characters is the same way that they list in the game. So like Locke is number 1 in this case because he's the first character I actually have. Edgar's 2, Sabin is 3, Celis is 4, and then Realm is 5, and you know, Setzer's 6. So I know Locke is 1, Celis is 4, Realm is 5. Gao 7. 1, 4, 5, 7. That's all I gotta pick. That's what I'm gonna do. 1, 4, 5, 7. Then I can just hit start and it just gets me into the fight faster. Now Locke is VK offering. I'm not too concerned about him just yet. We are... Oh, I have mute right there too. So actually he has Exo. So no, he does not. Somebody does. You do. Is task number 1. And then assign her to fight. X-Zone hit, so beautiful. Just need that head down. Do we have any advantage? We have float, but we don't do enough damage to matter with float right now. So we're not gonna let him do anything right now. Shit. We're looking for advantage. We don't have it. Okay. So we'll just keep doing what we're doing. Locke is... he's okay. Maybe we... can't decide if I risk him. Let me see how much damage he's actually going to take if he gets countered. Let's do it now. He blocked. 1,500. Okay. That's good to know. I'm just gonna Cure 3 him because he is squishy. I don't mind that he's gonna do a little bit less damage. This is the fight where I need him to not be dead. I need him for future tiers. Doing pretty good with the block game though, gotta say. Beautiful prop. I know he's not going to die, so I can go ahead and swing. And I don't mind him taking damage before tier 2. I was a little worried that he was just going to punch Locke, just the way he was. Just from a full ATB and kill him. I've had it happen before, where I get cocky and I go ahead and just take a swing, and he's like, nope, my ATB's full. Punch Locke, kill him, my character goes, GG. Character's dead. Alright, we know Realm has Mute, and we know Gao has Exome, so maybe we just do that. Realm, Mute, Gao, Exome, and then we start working on Tiger. Cool. We hope it hits. If not, then well, I guess. Realm has Ice 3, so we really don't want to tie her up too much by doing trashy crap attacks like that. We could blast some ultimas here too. Do some damage to the stack. I don't think Realm has learned. No, Realm did learn ultima, then we're just gonna let it rip then. And you'll see I am heavily utilizing my weight tricking here. We gotta hope that this does not do too much crazy. That is awful. That is also bad. So we know we got Doom Tusk. That means that Tiger's almost dead. I also used Reflect, or Revivify, on a character that was frozen, so GG's on me for that one. That was brilliant. We don't have fire anything right now, so let's just keep on for now. Now, there's a fun thing in this game, that she can be permanently frozen forever if I'm not careful. If this fight transitions while she's frozen, and her ATB, or the ATB, or the wait time for that freeze expires while I'm getting, like, let's say 10 hits, then she just stays that way forever. It's the same basis for how you get permanent morph. So I am staying out of my menu right now, and I do not want to kill Magic until she is unfrozen. Like, I'm not interested in not having Realm for the next fights. So we're just going to chill here for a minute. It's time loss, but she is a powerhouse with Ultima and her magic power and stuff like that, so I don't think she's worth sacrificing. Problem is, this is like a 40 seconds, 45 seconds sometimes freeze. There we go. Now we can go ahead and let her rip with Lock. So Magic cannot actually kill anybody on his death counters, and he's muted, so I don't have to worry about him, like, doing any major spells. So I can just kind of swing until he dies. Even if he quarters me and stuff like that, which would be very annoying, it could introduce me to some problems in Tier 3 if I get Mertoned right off the bat. But we're just kind of hoping that doesn't happen. He's dead. Okay. Now, we have to worry about elemental damage a little bit here, but not much. So, probably we just have Celis swing and hope it kills her. She probably won't. It's going to be like 6,000, 7,000, so maybe we just blast an Ultima afterwards, call it a day, or just use Lock and call it a day. We'll see what he opens with first, and then we'll make a decision. Whirlwind is not the end of the world. I have a Cure 3 for that. Any procs? No. See if Lock can take a hit. 7. Okay. So Sleep's at about 7,000. I'm gonna go ahead and... No, we're gonna Golem. So we need to count. We're at 7,000 right now. And we can let Lock sort of finish it afterwards. About 10,000? We need him at about 26,000. 13, 14, 15,000 roughly. $21,500. 26, that should be enough. Let's go ahead and swing and hopefully we finish it and don't get media. Alright, so because I counted, I knew that Lock was doing, did I not Golem, or like, what happened there? Whatever. That was weird. I did Golem, right? That should have been guarded. What happened? No comprende. I don't understand. Oh well, doesn't matter. So I knew that I was doing about 14,000 damage with Lock at his current HP. So I know Sleep has 40,000 HP, so I knew I had to get him down to about 26. If I get him to 26, I can just swing, do 14,000, kill him instantly. So I skip his counter phase. I didn't have to worry about Meteos, I didn't have to worry about Train, none of that stuff. So here, I mean, we can't push him past 30,000, I think. It's just not a thing we can do. So we're just going to do as much damage as we can. Maybe I just do an Ultima to make sure I 9s him, and maybe we do push him out of it. That would be really ideal. We need to get him past 30,000 damage. If we do, then he won't fall in on us. Swing for 14. That will not bring him to Ultima phase just yet, but it'll bring him kind of close. Nope. We need to Phoenix down that. At this point, we're just kind of waiting for his charge up. Once he charges up, we're ready to go. So we can attack. Attack. And honestly, we can just shock. And that should be enough to kill him, I think. Because I know Locke is going to hit really hard now. He is dead. GG. 108-33-03. Not bad, not bad, considering the routing kind of screwed us really badly there. So, yeah. The seed kind of fed me everything I needed in a gradual manner. You know, I started up front-loaded with Shock and some earrings from Famasa, made it to where Realm could just carry the whole beginning. Got a little bit of Bolt 3 action, about a little bit in the early game. Had a Ragnarok to start, which was nice for Locke, which gave me some Genji gloves and nothing to do with it for a little while. Eventually I got another Ragnarok, which opened him up. Found offerings from dead checks that I couldn't use for a while, but then found a VK. So it kind of trickled in the crazy amount of offense. So hopefully that showed that sometimes you have to pivot pretty hard. You know, I had a job in mind for Locke, and that was to be a double rag user. I had a job in mind for Celis, which was just to kind of be a magic caster utility along with Gao. And then I had, you know, Realm as an obvious magic caster. But as soon as I saw that VK, I know that Locke can use VKs. I knew I had an offering. So that's a dead giveaway. I also know that Celis is one of the ones that's a natural wielder of all the big weapons. So she could equip an Atma, a Ragnarok, or an Illumina. So when I saw that, I knew immediately, okay, Celis can use that. Locke can go ahead and use the VKs, and we're ready to go. We have 2 killer physical offense characters, and we have 1 really good magic offense, and then 1 pretty good utility in Gao. So a lot of the time in Seeds, you need to constantly be thinking, you know, what are my characters doing? And sometimes you got to pivot from the plan that you had. And another thing I hope I demonstrated well there was always thinking ahead of, like, what's my route? If I get this, then I'm going to go here. If I don't get this, then I'm going to go here. You know, why am I doing this choice? You know, I'm going to go to this place due to proximity, or due to the fact that it only gives an Esper or an item, or guaranteed progression. You know, it's sort of the thought process of which checks I do and when. You'll notice that I also didn't do a few different checks. One is Phoenix Cave. It's kind of long with the transition to jump in, so I just kind of avoided it unless I needed to, but it was in my mind. Opera House is pretty long. It's got a lot of really hard to avoid encounters. And then you have to do a lot of walking around and cutscenes, and it's just kind of a long check. And Jeadite as well. Multiple combats that you can't really avoid in the paintings. And just not really ideal compared to the faster checks that I was doing that led to characters that had faster checks. So it just never got to the point where I needed to do it. If I had to choose between those 3, if the last check I didn't give me an Esper, I would have probably done Jeadite, and that would have been utility in the fact that I could have checked it and checked the relic shop to find an Atlas armlet or a hero ring. I found neither of those, and that would have drastically increased the power of Celis, which would have sped up everything else as a result. But that was the only real piece that I was missing in this entire seed, was an Atlas, or a Gauntlet early would have been nice, but an Atlas or a hero ring would have been my choices. So hopefully that helped you out. I'm looking forward to chatting with you today for some live mentoring, see how that's all going. But hope you have a great day. Hope this was helpful. Let me know if you have any questions, and I'll talk to you later. See you.